Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Necromaniacs Horror Podcast. How's everything going, Mike?
Going good. As we tape, it's kind of late August. Summer is kind of winding down a little bit. And I guess tonight's film title kind of ties in with that. But things are well. How are you, sir?
Good. Things are busy over here. Just, like I said, I'm at peace with this move-in, unpacking household
Hmm.
thing taking, a substantial amount of time. But yeah,
Yes.
basically, I just been unpacking, building stuff, like working, doing my job, and then trying to squeeze in some, gym time, some mat time, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it's been
This
it's
is
been it's
quite
been a
an
grind.
unpacking, man. Yeah, it must have quite I know you have a lot of stuff like me, but I guess you add in the wife stuff, and that's
Yeah.
quite a bit of stuff.
It,
There you
it's
go.
not it's not so much the unboxing of stuff, it's the putting things in the right place and
Mm.
like picking colors for walls and putting furniture in the right, it's that kind of thing. And then of course, since it's a house that we bought, there's all these like mechanical things that have to be sorted out, you know what I mean?
Right. It's a lot, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a little by little, we'll be all right.
Of course. Of course. Um, Funny, I think it should be mentioned that the jump is that there listeners, there is a lost episode in the ether of Necromaniacs podcast. While we were going to do tonight's film at some point, there was a movie you were supposed to hear before that, right, Mike?
Yeah, we had some technical problems last week, and we were going to cover the brand new reimagining of Faces of Death. And
Hmm.
so maybe in some alternate reality that episode exists, but in this reality, that episode does not exist.
Yes. What I'd like to drive home is that we did tape an entire episode on the new Faces of Death, and I thought it was a lovely episode. But the gods that be decided that the world did not need to hear that episode, and the episode kind of got like wiped, like it got like Thanos, huh?
Yeah, it was, these weird updates that happen in Zoom. It's like
Mhm.
one of those things, man. I went to render it and the fucking file came back with like zero data. So I don't know what the fuck happened, but if something happened. But since then I've recorded a couple episodes for EWB and we should be
Mhm.
okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I mean, as a bit of a recap, I gave the movie, what I give the movie, a 3.5 or a three. I
I
can't remember.
I gave it a 3.5. You
You
were
gave it a
you
three
were
five. I gave it a three. Yes, I
yeah.
gave it a three. Um, we think you should see it. It's not the greatest. It has a few qualities to it that are pretty cool. The overall idea is cool. It is just not one of the better films of 2026. Um, that's a bit of a brief summary of what we thought of the movie. But yeah, no, we're not going to do it again, kids. We
No.
decided that because since we didn't love the movie, we're not going to do it again. So the episode is lost to time. Maybe someone out there with superpowers could find the episode. Who knows, right, Mike?
Maybe someone from a different dimension or
Different
possible.
dimension, listener from a different dimension.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, sorry about that. But
But
aside from that,
if anyone out
what
there
about you
has
checking out?
seen it, if anyone out there has seen it and you want to comment on it, let us know. Like maybe call in with your flavor on this movie.
Please do, please do. That episode had a couple of calls and everything, man. It was
Well, we're
a
gonna do the
nice little episode.
calls. We're gonna do the
Oh, we'll do the
calls.
call. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, there's no
excellent.
reason why
Okay.
those are fine. We're gonna do the calls, but like the actual audio for what we talked about is shot. It's gone. I don't know what happened to it, you know.
Okay. Well, I just definitely wanted to throw out there that I saw that really cool Pro Fanatica Agalock show at Brooklyn Steel. Jane and I went, and it was fucking great. I mean, I was couldn't believe how many people Agalock drew. If the place holds 1,800, there was at least 1,500 people there. Pro Fanatica was awesome. So cool to see a classic old school band like that. play in front of that many people. I've never seen them in front of that many people, and I've seen them a bunch. I'm going to Terror at St. Vitus on September 11th. And then I'm going back to St. Vitus on September 13th to see Immolation. So that should be fun.
Right on. That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I know you're settling in, and I'm sure you'll be back out in the show going
Oh
world at
yeah.
some point.
Well, Pro Fanatic is playing up here in Dutchess County in early September, and it's a unfortunately it's like the one weekend that I want to go to a show and I'm not able to because we have
Oh,
Tombs
there you go.
band practice that day, and there's a
Mm,
chance if I make it back from New Jersey in time, I'll be able to shoot up to see Pro Fanatic because I know my wife wants to go to the show, so yeah, we'll see.
mm.
My plan is to see them on September 5th. We got practice during the day, so maybe
Right.
we'll make it back in time. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And I talked a little bit about my news rant appearance on Into the Necrosphere. I'll be back there again soon. Always a good time. I listened to this week's episode with the dude from Mordant Red, the black metal band, who are a really good band. He gave a really cool interview,
I really enjoyed
and
that one, man. Actually,
yeah,
Mordant Red is sick as fuck, man. I
yeah, they're great.
really dig that band.
Hmm. Um, so yeah. Other than that, working and trying to enjoy life, Mr. Hill.
Yeah, I just doing what I do up here. Things are slowly turning into fall, which is awesome.
Yes. Oh, and on the watching side, I talked about the Shards, which I'm really enjoying. New episodes are Wednesday nights on Hulu. It is, of course, based on the Bret Easton Ellis book, and it is a joint Bret Easton Ellis Ryan Murphy jaunt. And you put those two guys together, and you kind of get this, in my opinion. I'm enjoying it. I think it's doing pretty well. I feel like I've seen mostly positive feedback on it. I do want to check out the book after the series is over. I have a whole bunch of Bret Easton Ellis's book. I met him at an in store in like 2005. Started reading him in high school. So yeah, always kind of interested in what he's up to. But I didn't get this book when it dropped. I think it was 3 years ago, something like that. So I'm definitely going to read it when the show wraps.
Yeah, I want to see what channel is that on again? Shards?
Oh, Hulu, Hulu.
Hulu. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta check it
yeah.
out.
Hmm.
For me, I've been
Yeah.
obsessed with Dawn of the Dead 2004 lately. So
Huh.
I
Okay.
rewatched that and then kind of disappeared into this like speculative rabbit hole with that movie. And
Well, it's
yeah,
great. I saw it in the theater, man. I mean,
yeah,
I,
me
I love
too.
that movie. Mm.
Yeah, I saw it at the theater as well. And dude, it held up really fucking well, man. And I mean I own that, the famous DVD that's got all the extras on it,
Hmm.
and
Yes.
I fucking love it, man. And I like it more now than I think I did when I saw it.
Yeah, I have not seen it in a minute, and which means I'm very due to watch it again. So I may do just that. Yeah, it is an awesome movie.
Yeah, did we ever do an episode on it? I don't know.
No, I don't think it did. We did the OG Dawn of the Dead.
Well, yeah,
When we did a
that's
bunch of Romero's, a couple of years back, we did a bunch of Romero movies, of
yeah,
course. Much like tonight, we're super due for this Bava thing.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
we're
totally.
due for Dawn of the Dead,
Maybe.
2004. Sure.
And I think a lot of the fact that we haven't done it is just because like the zombie genre in general has kind of been played out for like the last
Yes.
decade or so.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
we didn't strike when the zombie genre was really happening, so we kind of fell off on that, I think.
No, and like I do kind of secretly wish someone would do Crossed,
Mm.
which is not zombie, but it's zombie adjacent, which was that graphic novel from a couple of years back, like the really super violent one about like the infected people.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. The
but
Garth
I don't
Ennis
know.
did that.
Yes, Garth Ennis. I couldn't think of his name for some reason, even though I love his work. Um, I always feel like I hear these, whispers about that somebody's interested in doing that, but it hasn't happened as of yet. Um, there's that great Brian Keene book that
The
reminds
Rising,
me of
The
Crossed.
Rising.
No, not The Rising. There's one called The Complex
Oh
that
shit.
really reminds me of Crossed. Yes.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Check that out, dude. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Um, Not
The
sure what
closest
came first, actually. Yeah.
the closest film to Crossed is that movie The Sadness that we covered a while back.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I would agree. It's like the hyper violent infected, right?
Yeah,
Good way
and
to
just
put it.
and just like obscene too. Like they did a lot. There's a lot of just like raw, like crazy shit that goes on in that.
Yeah, check out the Complex listeners from Brian Keene. I mean, I'm sure there's Brian Keene fans. It is one of his better books. It's from 2016, actually. Fucking awesome. Really great read. You won't put it down. Yeah.
I should check it out too. I mean, I like Brian
Mhm.
Keene's work. I just haven't read that one, so should be
Yeah.
cool.
hmm
So let's give a rundown of all the other horsemen. Obviously, if you're listening to this, it's likely that you're a fan of the other horsemen of the podcasting apocalypse fans. So shows rather. Sorry, I misspoke there. Um, Kicking everything off every other Monday, we've got Brandon Legion's Horror Wolf 666. What's next, Mike?
uh, Tuesday, mentioned it already, Into the Necrosphere with our buddy Jackie Smith. This week he's got Mordant Red as the interview. Excellent. News rant was excellent. Of course, there's always the swirly of the week, which is always a fun listen. Yeah, make sure you are checking out Into the Necrosphere for all of your extreme metal needs. Wednesday,
Wednesday, we've
we
got.
have,
Oh, go ahead,
yes.
Mike. You
Oh,
do the
I was
honors.
gonna do it because you can have somebody else talk about
There
you,
you
right?
go. There you go.
Everything went black. Uh, Mr. Hill's own solo podcast, the podcast that kind of started everything around here, right, Mike? You could say
It was early on, yeah. I wouldn't. It was something
it
we
was.
started doing.
It predates Necromaniacs, is my point. Yeah, it could be about music. It could be about I don't know what's going on in the world, right, Mike? It could be about well, all sorts of things. A cornucopia, right, Mike?
Yeah, lately I've been trying to get a lot of authors on there, and I just think that's a very big interest of mine. Especially if
Cool.
if their books intersects with some of my interests, I try to have them on. So it's fun.
Yeah, excellent. And that's everything went black on Wednesday. What about Thursday?
Well, Thursday we've got the Necromaniacs horror podcast. So that
Mhm.
means it's Necro Thursday on Thursday, and we
That's
also have
right.
day one of Soul Knox brought to you by Carl Hikera.
Excellent podcast. Friday, we have Spitball Media featuring my brother John Draper, not Don Draper, John Draper, with his co-host B Show Bryant and Shaheen, bringing you all things pop culture. Make sure you're checking out Spitball Media. Saturday, we have a day off from podcasts, which you should be outside enjoying the end of summer. Maybe going to see some shows. Go enjoy life. But on Sunday, what do we got, Mike?
Sunday, we've got the return of Carl Hikara for day two of Soul Knox, for all things dark, mysterious, that sort of thing. So that's a full week of content for everybody.
Hell yeah! Make sure you are subscribed to all of our pals. So yeah, although in the alternate universe, somebody might have heard these phone calls. Tonight, listeners, it's your first time hearing these phone calls, right, Mike?
That's right. We got three callers tonight. So if you want to reach us on the Necrophone, you can hit us at 908-913-0782. 908-913-0782. And first up, we've got longtime friend of the show, Mike from
Mhm.
Pennsylvania.
That's right.
Hey, Necro Hoods. It's Mike from Telford here. I hope this works. I'm not in my car for once. I'm actually in my fucking house here by the door. I'm waiting for my old lady to get done with work so we can go do whatever we do Friday night. I gotta work in the morning. I don't know why I'm telling you all this shit. I watched a couple of movies this week. One called The Hand of Night. It's from the early 60s or middle 60s. It's a British movie. I never heard of it before. Vinegar Syndrome just put it out, and it's like Hammer adjacent. It was made by a different studio, not Tygon or not Amicus, some other studio. The girl, one of the main characters, is a girl from Plague of the Zombies. Anyway, it was a really cool movie. I'm gonna have to watch it again for sure because I feel like it was trying to give me more than I expected. It was a little more literary and there was a lot more to the dialogue and the shots and shit. But it's a different spin on a vampire tale, actually shot in Morocco. That was pretty cool. And earlier this week we'd watched Island of the Fishmen, which I never saw. Well, I thought I'd never seen it, and I'm sure you guys know it. Sergio Martino. It's supposed to be a schlock fest. And actually, I thought it was really fucking good. And about halfway through the movie, there's a little bit of a reveal. Not a little bit. There's a fucking reveal as to what this doctor is doing on his island, experiments. And when the scene came on, I was like, fuck, I saw this when I was a kid. This was like a Channel 11 or a Channel 9 movie, so effects are cool. I mean, it's a fucking horror adventure, Dr. Moreau type of deal. Definitely worth checking out. All right, dudes, hope you have a good weekend. And, yeah, I don't know, I'm about ready to beat my head against the wall here. So, I'll be talking to you. Shows have been great. Later.
Yeah, anything on Vinegar Syndrome is definitely worth checking out. But I haven't seen The Hand of Night.
No, me neither. It sounds cool. I mean, you're right about Vinegar Syndrome. I mean, you could kind of a good chunk of the time blind buy something and you'll watch it and you'll enjoy it. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's probably, there's some stickers in there, but a lot of their stuff is really cool, especially if you're like someone who enjoys our show, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you would probably find something quite likable about most of the shit they put out. I have a huge chunk of stuff from them in my collection, and I'm sure you do too, Mike.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah.
And the Island of the Fishermen, I don't know if I've ever seen that, Mike. How about you?
No, but I've always known that title, and it's one of the Martino movies that I have not seen, and I'm going to remedy that. But I've always known that film title, and I guess I've perhaps been a bit put off by it. But it's kind of funny where he mentioned that like at some point he was watching it, and he's like, "Oh shit, I think I saw this when I was a kid."
Yeah, that's
And I
happened to
feel like
me,
that has
definitely.
happened to me. I feel like that has definitely happened to me, where these weird random scenes from old movies kind of pop into your head as you're accidentally watching them again. And that's always kind of this cool feeling.
Yeah, that happened to me with Burial Ground.
Mm,
Like, years ago, I think I rented it from um, Photoplay, that video store near where I used to live in Greenpoint.
yeah.
And as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, I saw this like on television when I was like 10 years old or something. You know what I mean? It's a very weird feeling when that happens.
There's a movie which we have not covered, which we really should perhaps for the Halloween season. Um, what do you call it? Oh, God, with the mannequins, the
Oh,
really
tourist
creepy set.
tourist trap. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
When
Tourist
I
trap.
was a kid, that was on TV a bunch in the early 80s. And holy shit, that movie scared the fucking shit out of me. And like the scene where he's covering the girl's face with the plaster
Yeah.
was just shown on TV at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon on a Saturday. I never forgot that scene. And it's just ingrained in my head. And it's just like one of those moments where it's like you're watching something at an age you probably really shouldn't be watching it, and then it's just with you forever. And that's really one of those moments. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like the vibe for Gen X. Got people in our
Yes. I just
generation.
summed up Gen X. I
Yeah.
think I did.
Yep.
You're watching something you really shouldn't have been watching, and it stays with you forever. That's there you go. Run with
Yep.
that quote, people.
Yeah.
Um, that is a sum up of the generation at large, really. And that's really kind of how it was. You kind of left of your own devices. You found shit you shouldn't have found. You watched shit you shouldn't have watched.
Yep.
That was life in the 80s.
Yeah, that tourist trap, even the VHS cover for that was scary.
Mm. Yeah, it's an excellent movie, and yeah, now we put it out there, so we got to cover it.
I'm down, definitely.
Yeah.
Once again, thanks, Mike. We always appreciate your calls. And hey, man, I'll be in the Pittsburgh area in a couple weeks, playing the Descendants of Crom Festival. So I don't know if you're in the area. You and Tavis, you should come out to the show. Well, let me know.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Speaking of Tavis,
Oh, look at that.
up next we've got another resident of the great state of Pennsylvania. We've got Tavis.
How's it going, gentlemen? Tavis in Pittsburgh. Just checked out the Manhunter episode, man, and fucking awesome. I love that movie too. That's probably one of my definitely top 10, if not top 5 movies of all time. I could watch that movie like anytime. It's fucking great. Can't wait for that new set to come out, and definitely will be checking it out in the theater whenever that does come out this fall. Looking forward to that. Checked out that new Nicholas Winding Refn movie, Her Private Hell. Went and saw that in the theater. And if you liked his last 2 movies, you probably dig this one. It was pretty weird. Looked cool, in the theaters. And it's kind of hard to follow. But there was definitely some really proper violent shit in there, which was good. Definitely worth a watch. Like I said, if you like his last 2, definitely check it out. And just wanted to say, Mike, very sorry about the loss of your friend Lou. Those are some lovely words you had to say about him, man. And probably one of the gnarliest shows I've ever been to was seeing them open up for Slayer. And I was on the floor, man. And at one point during their set, I got buried under so many friggin' kids that I thought like the music got like quieter and I had to like fight my way back to the surface, man. It was awesome. But, my condolences to you, man. And, I hope he takes some solace in, what a life he lived, man. And what a mark he left on this world. So definitely, been listening to a lot of Sick of It All lately in homage. So, all right, guys, show's been good, man. Hope everybody's doing well. Mike, congrats on your, move, man. That's pretty awesome. It's nice to get your own place. So, but, I'll be in touch, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Manhunter, one of my top 20 films, I think, man. That movie, I enjoy that more and more every time I watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a great fucking movie. I would like to see the theatrical for sure. And that anthology of like, what's it called? Something Darkness on Shudder, where they talk about
In Search of Darkness.
In Search of Darkness. Yeah, Manhunter made the 1986 year, actually, which I stumbled upon being caught in 1986 the other night. And of course, Manhunter was one of the movies. And I was like, hell yeah, And it's funny that the people, the talking heads brought up the fact that like you weren't allowed to call Silence of the Lambs a horror movie. It was called a thriller. And Manhunter kind of lives as a thriller too, but it's also a horror movie. And yeah, I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, so that kind of validates our whole idea about the film, which is cool.
Yeah, totally. The fact that it was included in that, which I'd kind of forgotten it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely interested in seeing Her Private Hell. That looks like a pretty cool film. Yeah, that's definitely
I have completely forgotten about that movie, which bothers me because I love Refn, and I feel like this movie has been not very promoted. I don't know.
It's tough these days, man. And I'm a big Refn fan as well. And thanks for reminding us about that film, Tavis.
Yeah, and we know he's doing Maniac Cop, so that's I believe that is his next movie. So that should be interesting.
Well, thanks for calling, man. Hopefully we'll see you soon. And we're going down the East Coast to AP from Atlanta.
Hey guys, this is AP from Atlanta, calling back. Just wanted to shout out kind of a weird tale that I read recently. I thought especially Mike would enjoy it, but any of y'all could. Pretty recent novel called Angel Down by Daniel Kraus. It's like I said, it's a weird tale. So in World War One, involved some American soldiers discovering an angel, and some weirdness ensues. Just wanted to give a shout about this one. Thanks for keeping on the show, y'all. Take it easy.
Yeah, dude. Apparently, Angel Down, the Krauss novel. It sounds cool, and apparently, it's a Pulitzer Prize winner for 2026.
Yes, it's a big hit, that book. You put it in Google and it comes up with all this fucking shit. And yeah, it sounds like a cool book.
I mean, I'll I always take these recommendations to heart, so I'm probably going to check it out for sure. Then I got a pretty substantial TBR pile that I'm going through right now, but it'll find its way on there for sure.
Yeah, the World War One setting, where the five misfit soldiers discover a fallen angel. That's kind of cool.
I'm all about it, man.
Yeah. All right, all right.
Well, that brings us to this week's feature film, Five Dolls for an August Moon. And this is coming at you in the final days of August 2026.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, the word on the street about this movie is that it is one of Bava's least favorite films, by the man himself, actually, not necessarily by the fans, but by him. He actually considered it his worst film and least favorite film because he apparently had zero creative control. I don't know if that's really all that apparent in this movie, which I did actually enjoy. Um, Look, I'm a mark for Italian films. I'm a mark for giallos. This is a 1970 giallo, and it happens to be Edwige Feneche's first giallo. So if you're a fan of hers and you haven't seen this movie, you need to see this movie. Wouldn't you agree, Mike?
Well, yeah, and I am a fan of Edwige Feneche, so I'm all about it, man. I
Yeah,
know
she
that
she was great in this. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
she's great,
yeah.
fantastic in this movie. So as Mike mentioned, it was directed by Mario Bava, written by Mario DiNardo, and the fantastic score was by Piero fuck, dude,
Umila-
Umiliani.
Umilani,
Yeah,
Piero Umilani. Yes.
you would think I'd be
Um,
better at pronouncing these names.
yeah, yeah. The man who wrote Mana Mana. You know that from the Sesame Street Muppet Show, that song
Really,
that you would know the moment you heard it.
I had no idea
It
he
was,
wrote that.
yeah, that's his song. And the best part about the origin of Mana Mana is that it came from a movie called Sweden, Heaven and Hell, which was like this like really not for kids movie from 1968. Yet they took the theme song from that and turned it into a kids song. So isn't that hilarious? Yes.
That is pretty
Like
insane, man.
a border, like a softcore movie, basically. Like a documentary, kind of really not for kids documentary called Sweden, Heaven and Hell, which is where that song came from. And it became a kid's song, bro. Crazy, right?
That is insane.
Yeah.
So the movie is 81 minutes long, so it's a little bit on the short side. And released February 14th, 1970. So this has got some years on it, man.
It does. Never released in America, though, kids. If you were an American, you were not able to see this movie until the early 2000s, actually. So that's interesting, right?
Yeah, well, a lot of these films, these release dates are all European release dates, definitely.
Yes. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
released in Italy in February, Valentine's Day, 1970. But no, a good number of Bava's movies were released in America, as many know, but not this one. Yeah.
Pretty cool cast. We've got William Berger as Professor Jerry Farrell, and Berger is mostly known for spaghetti westerns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ira Furstenberg as Trudy Farrell. That's his wife, obviously. Edwige
Mhm.
Feneche as Mary Cheney, and she appears in a legion of these films. One of the very recognizable um, giallo actresses.
Oh yeah.
There's been songs written about her.
Yep.
You know,
It's her. I mean, she's one of the most beautiful women ever, in my
yeah.
opinion,
Oh
and
yeah.
probably a lot of listeners' opinion. You kind of never forget her. Just beautiful brunette woman, Algerian, Italian. Um, yeah, I mean, she's the reason a lot of people watch these movies. It just kind of is what it is. She had that wonderful cameo in Hostel 2, Mike Hill, remember,
Yep. That's
as
right.
the art teacher, where
Yeah.
she looked like $1 million,
Oh yeah.
even in her 60s. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So what else can be said?
So we got Howard Ross as Jack Davidson, Helena Ronay as Peggy Davidson, Teodoro Cora as George Stark,
Mhm.
Justine Gall as Isabel, Edith Maloney as Jill Stark, Mauro Bosco as Charles, Maurice Poley as Nick Cheney. And yeah, it's a pretty small cast.
Yeah, I mean the title, the $5 refers to like the five women. I mean, look, it's an Italian giallo. All the women are very attractive, and all their husbands are scumbags. So that's kind of one of the big traits of the giallo. Would you agree?
Absolutely, that's a huge part of all those films.
Hmm.
So the
Yep.
whole point of this film is George Stark is a, an industrialist, a scientist who has developed a formula, a secret formula, where he holds the patent. And there's a group of, I guess, fellow masters of industry who
Yeah.
are, they're trying to make a deal with him so that they can buy the patent from him and market it and make millions of dollars.
Well, there's one male a guy there, Jerry Farrell, who is a scientist among the men, who seems like the most kind of, I guess, moral dude there for a bit. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, he's actually his reactions, like in the very beginning of the film, tell a lot about his character. And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
he's the blonde guy. But things are not what they seem with him. And as we get into it, I get very confused about exactly how he winds up where he winds up, and it gets a little nutty. So I can almost kind of see where there's some frustration with this movie. But yes,
yeah, definitely. Right quick, this movie starts off. There's like a party scene going on. Edwige Feneche is doing this great dance.
oh yeah, she kicks off the movie, gangbusters, looking hot and dancing around, and it's very late '60s. I mean, the movie's shot, I believe, 1969. 19 days, by the way, this movie was shot, which was another issue for Bava. He was brought on at kind of the last minute, 2 days before filming, actually, which is unbelievable in the modern day, I feel like. And yeah, they only had 19 days to shoot it, but man, does it start well.
Oh yeah, yeah, and pretty frenetic music going on with a prominent like harp being one of the prominent instruments, one of the lead instruments in this song. So
Yes.
yeah, it's like a high energy situation. Edwige Finesse is dancing her brains out there. Everyone's drinking and partying and just cutting loose. And I guess this is all part of trying to wine and dine, this guy to get him to sell his patent to them.
Yeah. Apparently the movie is also a thinly veiled, uncredited reimagining of Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. How about that?
Yeah, I didn't pick up on
No,
that.
no. Um, I also read it's a bit of a play on 10 Little Indians as well, but apparently it's more And Then There Were None than 10 Little Indians. Yeah.
So there's a little bit of like foreshadowing in this party scene too, um, because
Right.
there's this whole thing, this whole like very bizarre scene where I forgot the guy's name, but that that sort of weird looking guy wants
Oh,
a
well, no, George Stark actually is the one
yeah,
who,
yeah.
acts very bizarre and cuts out the lights and starts talking about seances and mumbo jumbo and spirits and all that. And
And
I think he's just trying to be cool.
sacrificing.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Hmm.
yeah. So there's a little bit of a scene where Finesh is bound, to this like bizarre,
Art thing. Yeah.
sort of like bulky looking, icon, and the lights go out, and there's a foreshadowing of what's to come. There's this a fake knife plunged into her breast. So yeah, but it's all a gag at first, so
For a hot second, I was like, she better not be dead 7 minutes into this movie. And thank
yeah,
goodness he was not.
yeah. So
Spoiler alert. Yes.
so the stage is set. There's like it just seems like they've been there for a while, just drinking and partying, and they're not really getting anywhere with these negotiations, and people are getting a little
Yeah,
stir
well,
crazy.
Farrell learns that this whole thing was planned. Farrell, the scientist guy, Stark is the main industrialist guy, but Farrell learns that this whole thing was planned to persuade him to sell his latest invention, a formula for this industrial like resin material that, is very high tech or whatever, apparently at the time. And he is extremely reluctant to sell and doesn't want to sell. But that's kind of the reason why they got this whole kind of shindig together. But there's so much monkey business going on. Farrell's wife Trudy is having an affair with Stark's wife Jill, who's an
Yeah,
artist. Okay.
those artists.
Uh, Stark's business partner Nick, one of the other men on the island, is verbally abusive to his wife Marie. But Marie, who is Edwige Feneche, he's abusive to her, but he likes that she sleeps with other men. Okay,
Yeah,
and is encouraging of that in one scene, right, Mike?
yeah. That is something that I could never really relate to with, especially having if that was my wife, you know what I mean. Well,
And it's
any
yeah, your wife is Edwige Feneche, and you let her, bang other dudes. It's like, come on, man.
yeah,
No,
that's some European shit, I guess. I don't know.
that's some, yes, exactly. That's some 1970s
1970.
stuff going on in Italy. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of just bizarre stuff going on with every couple. The only like happy couple is this guy Jack and his wife Peggy. They have no kind of affairs, abusiveness, ulterior motives going on. So yeah, they're the only, I guess, semi normal ones on the island. So yeah, that's another big part of what's going on. Um, they're all trying to persuade this guy to sell the formula, but at the same time, nothing is quite what it seems. Yes.
Yeah, and the scientist guy is sort of not impressed by any of this stuff.
No.
Yeah, he's just kind of like kind of observing everyone, keeping to himself, that kind of thing.
Another character that again is, you don't know what's going on again fully until the end of the movie, is a character named Isabel, who is this teenage blonde girl who barely even speaks, who is the daughter of Stark's game warden. Like her parents aren't even like around. She just kind of watches, right? She's just kind of observing these whacked out adults.
Yeah,
But you don't know what the hell is up with her, right?
yeah, and actually, even in the beginning of the film, that's kind of how you're introduced to the whole setup at the house, is like sort of through her eyes in some ways.
Yes, Isabel. Yeah, yeah. She's on the swing, and it's just, there's some interesting kind of like artsy moments in this movie. It's shot very well, I'll say that. It's a beautiful looking movie. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I was gonna say that it looks great. Like the
Yeah.
scenes are well composed, and the colors, and just the cinematography for this movie is great. Just that it gets a little confusing as to what's actually going on, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it has the Bava touches, right? Like the mansion and the colors, and like the imagery, and apparently he does a bit of there's a moment in this movie that Argento liked. Um, there's a scene where these glass globes are falling down the stairs towards the end of the movie,
Yeah.
and Argento liked that a lot, and he put a moment like that in Suspiria. So
Yeah, I can see that.
that's really cool. So obviously somebody liked this movie.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We also want to mention that one of the affair, one of the guys that's banging that dude's wife is like the cabin boy who lives out on
Yeah,
the boat.
and he's like the first victim, basically.
Yeah, and the guy is like bummed out that it's only a cabin boy that she was having an
Yes.
affair
Oh,
with.
yeah. Okay. Edwige Feneche and her husband's reaction to the death of one of the dudes she's banging that he's completely okay with is the most bizarre thing ever, right?
Yeah,
It's like they don't even care. Yeah.
yeah, it's very it's almost like this sort of nihilism with the way that they go through life.
Yeah, definitely. And look, since it's a giallo, there's a body count and there's a one by one kind of killing of an unknown killer. So it has those things again in its favor, right? Of course, years prior, Bava invented the body count movie with what do you call it, Bay of Blood.
Yeah,
Um, but this movie is quite different from that. It's not that horror movie. This is more of the giallo, a little more stylish, a little more kind of like who done it. And I think this movie is might be a little too much who done it in
well,
some ways.
yeah, it's kind of cool how they go through each victim. They sort of have a tally because they end up storing the bodies in a freezer.
Yeah, now that's one of the more like I guess horror movie moments of the
Yeah.
movie, right? Like um he apparently Baba did this on purpose. I learned doing my research. He hated the script's forced tension so much that he leaned into dark comedy by having the characters casually wrap the growing pile of corpses in plastic and hang them on meat hooks in a walk-in freezer. He did that for laughs, apparently. Yeah. Because it does take you out, doesn't it? Like take you out of it a little. Like in a lot of these kind of giallo whodunit mystery thriller type movies, once someone is dead, the body's like, you don't see the body anymore. It's got like, it's over and done with. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no like hauling of the body to put in a room. Like, right? That doesn't really happen in these movies.
Definitely not. Yeah, and it's definitely I wouldn't say it's at odds with the rest of the movie, but it definitely sticks out as something because even the murders themselves, like it's not like it's not even like you have a gloved hand slashing somebody like you do in other
Right.
giallo films. The murders are actually a lot of it takes place like off screen.
Yeah. Another interesting thing is that he knew the script was kind of a mess, Mario Bava, so he refused to start any work until the studio paid the entire directing salary up front. And
See, that's a baller move, man.
yes, and they rejected all of his requests and ideas for any kind of rewrites. So they basically had him by the balls. They forced him to shoot this storyline that he really hated. And it was, like I said, it was made in only 19 days, which is really nothing, even for, I mean, a lot of his movies, I'm sure, were way longer than 19 days, especially the best of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of problems. But again, I do feel like he made the most of it because, like I said, I enjoy this movie. It's a bit messy though, right? The kills kind of pile up. We don't know who the killer is. And ultimately, we're down to like three people, right? And we
Yeah.
still really don't know what the fuck is going on. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. And I want to say that the main failing, I'm not going to say failing. The main shortcoming of this film is that I think it's the editing, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah.
let's think about this for a second. This movie's under 90 minutes.
Hmm.
And what is it? It's 80 something minutes. What is it we got here?
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
81 minutes. So there's 9 minutes below your typical feature length film length, your program length.
Hmm.
So they were like a little too draconian, I think, with the editing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
I feel like they could have been edited better. And there are some, I mean, I'm not going to say they should have cut any of this stuff, but there's a lot of like these kind of long scenes of like the beautiful women like walking on the beach and like the Edwige Feneche stuff. And I mean, I'm not saying you cut that, but leave that and add another 9 minutes of the development of the story of the narrative, I think, to clarify some of these things.
Yeah, there's this website, Alex on Film, that talks about this movie, and it says that the writer of the article is like, I've heard suggestions that Bava deliberately sabotaged parts of this movie because he felt no personal investment in it.
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, Italians are they're an emotional, passionate group of people. So who knows.
Yeah, and then this one says it's the actual source apparently is Agatha Christie, 10 Little Indians. But like again, there's likable things here. I actually think some of the acting is quite good. I think some of the characters are interesting. You don't get super deep dives on all of them. I mean, the cast is, I mean, it's essentially it's like 10 people, 10, 11 people, you know? But again, I like the music a lot. I actually have this on vinyl.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. And it's on Spotify and Apple, but you have to look on the Italian title. It's not under $5 for an August moon. You have to look under five Bamboli per la Luna de Agosto. That's what it's under. Or you put in Piero Umilani's name, and that's how you'll find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, the editing a little weird, and the pacing is a little weird. You know, if you're a fan of giallo films, again, I think this is definitely worth seeing. Mike and I both own this movie via our Bava DVD box sets, which are now out of print. Not super easy to find this one streaming, it seemed. So if you have the DVD box set, you can do that, but you can get it on Blu-ray. I think Kino put it out on Blu-ray. I do feel like the DVD box sets are like this movie looked kind of dark on my TV. Did you feel that, or you felt yours looked pretty good?
Yeah, it looked pretty good. Yeah. The one I got to say this, I believe this is on Tubi.
Oh, it really? See, it might be. It might be. It's
so.
not on any of the pay streamers though. I don't think it is.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want to watch it with commercials,
yeah,
go for it. But it's I think it's on Tubi, but I have it on the box set. So
yeah, and the box sets are awesome. They came out a while back. There's volume 1 and volume 2. This is on volume 2. Volume 1 has like some of his absolute biggest movies: Black Sunday, Black Sabbath, The Girl Who Knew Too Much, Kill Baby Kill, and Knives of the Avenger. Mike, am I crazy, or did we do The Girl Who Knew Too Much?
we didn't do that.
We never did that.
We've never done that one.
Okay. All right.
I don't think we've done any Bava films, actually.
Oh, wow. Shit. Because for a lot of people, like, that is the first giallo movie of all, like, ever.
Oh, we got to do it. We should.
It's really good, though. I've seen it. It's fucking awesome. But the thing is, I definitely was a bit, like, bored at certain points of this movie, but not, like, hating it. What about you?
And that kind of leads into what I was saying. The movie's only 81 minutes long, and it dragged.
Yes.
I mean? And like that's it's such a short length, it should move right along. And that's why I'm thinking like maybe like, some of the snappier scenes that could have moved the plot along and added some clarity would have probably made this thing, a little bit more palatable, I think. But also, like I said, I'm not suggesting we cut the long sort of atmospheric scenes, but it could have been tightened up quite a bit, and then I think fleshed out more, and that would have helped the story along.
Yeah, I mean, what did you think about the fact that it's funny how I just said the two most normal people were Jack and his wife Peggy. And, spoiler alert, Jack turns out to be the killer. um, but okay, he turns out to be the killer, but he says that he wasn't the one who did the first kill, which was of course Jerry Farrell, right?
Yeah.
Well, we learned there's a bit of a reason for that. Early on in the film, Jerry, as I said, was the first to go, but well, Jerry is not dead. Jerry is alive.
Yep.
There's a very interesting scene where after he's shot, his body gets dragged like, well, we kind of sort of into the water, right?
Yeah.
Is that is by Isabel, right?
Yeah. So yeah, and of course, Isabel comes back as sort of the final, boss in this whole thing, really. You know what I mean?
Yes, which was cool. Like, yeah, like, see, I liked that. Like, I liked how this character that we didn't even realize what the fuck was going on with her at all turns out to be the bad bitch of the movie, um, and gets all the money and ends up being alive and not in prison or whatever. There's like a final shootout, of course, at the very end with the quote killer Jack, and Trudy, who turns out to be like the final girl in this, who is played by Ira Furstenberg. Sorry, that last name's a killer, huh?
Yeah. And then, that's it wraps with him in jail,
Mm-hmm.
and she kind of rides off with all the cash.
Yes, Isabel rides off with all the cash.
Isabel, yeah.
But Trudy and Jack kind of shoot each other. Basically, it's like one of those kind of standoffs where they both shoot each other and they're both dead. Um, it's funny. I actually wasn't sure how that was going to go down. Like, again, it wasn't really Bava's script, and that kind of shines through. Wouldn't you agree? Like, I feel like he would have made it better. No?
Yeah, like when we get down to it, I was going to say that Bava is probably better when he's directing his stories. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And that could have been like, was where, he's like a director for hire on this one.
yeah, yeah. Like the thing is, it's funny. I would like to read. There's that really big Bava biography by Tim Lucas, who knows everything there literally is to know about Mario Bava. And I would like to read about this particular movie, after seeing it, because apparently there was a lot of behind the scenes drama, and he almost wasn't the director, and there was all these problems. He signs on 2 days before. And the budget was so low that the cast wore their own clothes.
That's funny.
Yes.
And
Which is
I can
wild.
imagine Baba wanting to rewrite stuff, and the fact that he write, he's a writer, like he writes a lot of his own scripts, and he's like, oh, this is not a lot of money. We got 19 days. These are
Mm.
my ideas. They're being rejected, and he's like, fuck it. I'm just a hired gun on this one.
Yeah. Aside from the clothes, the exterior Stark House shots were a matte painting that Mario Bava painted himself.
Wow.
Bro, oh my goodness. He painted that himself. You know what's funny? I think I caught that. I caught that, like, that backdrops at some points. I was like, oh man, like this isn't even like, ooh, and apparently he had to edit the movie himself. Like, he physically had to edit the movie entirely by himself. There wasn't even a budget like for that, which is also wild.
Yeah, you see, and like that's usually like that's not a good move when the editor does his own, the director edits the
No,
film.
no.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I spoke before about how it literally didn't come out in America until 2001 on DVD, on Image Entertainment, which I definitely have some of those discs in my collection. I remember that logo. And then after that went out, Anchor Bay Entertainment re-released it on the box set in 2007, which me and Mike have, which is now out of print. But again, like I said, you can get the Blu-ray from Kino Lorber, and Scream Factory, which I did not know, made their own Mario Bava collection Blu-ray set in July of 2025, Mike.
Pretty
Check
sick.
that out. Yeah, I mean, I'm not always replacing Blu-rays as DVD, the whole DVD collection with Blu-rays, but I feel like for Mario Bava, maybe I should, maybe.
Yeah, no, that's probably worth it, definitely.
I kind of did most of my replacing for fucking Argento, and he's like my favorite. So,
I have
things
like
that,
there's certain Argentos that I've rebought on Blu-ray.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what do you? Oh, my cat is loudly meowing. Amy, what would you score $5 for an August Moon though?
Somewhere between a 4 and a 3.5. Yeah.
I'm giving it a solid 3.5. It is worth
Yeah.
seeing. It's got our gal in it. I love the music. And look, I'm a mark for this stuff. It's not a 4, it's not a 5. It's like a 3.5. I think our listeners should definitely check this out if you're a giallo fan and you haven't seen it. The non-availability of it is interesting. It's funny. I didn't realize just how long it took for people in America to see it, which that's a long fucking time, dude. Um, and yeah, I mean, these Bava box sets are going to come with me for the rest of my time, and they're fucking great stuff on here.
Yeah, dude, totally. It's yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not the best. Like I was saying before, I think my favorites are the earlier, the 1960s, early 60s films that he made.
Mm.
I mean, there's a whole
Oh
bunch
yeah,
of films he made before that that I haven't even seen. So, yeah.
yeah. It's funny. The two sets are missing some of his good stuff. And particularly that movie Rabid Dogs that I spoke about before the movie started, which is a great, like, kind of dark, heavy crime movie, which I think you would fucking love.
Yeah, I gotta
I
check
think
that
I
out.
have it somewhere in the collection. I'm almost certain I do a DVD of it. Um, and it's funny, the very first DVD I ever bought was Shock, which is basically Mario Bava's like a last movie. I don't know how that ended up being the first DVD I bought, but it was the movie Shock, which is cool,
Yeah, oh, totally, dude.
Yeah.
So there you have it, man. The
Um,
first of many Mario Bava films that we're gonna be diving into. So so
yeah,
this
I
is
think
kind of
it's
the beginning.
time,
Yeah.
Yeah, Shock was from 1977. And it has Daria Nicolodi in it, of course.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you should see it. It's cool. Um, yeah, this is definitely not the last one we're gonna do. And I'm glad we finally kicked it off. Again, we kicked it off with a bit of an odd one, but that's how we roll here on Necromaniacs.
Well, it's kind of consistent with the end of summer title. There was a
Yes,
little bit of thought that went into that. So
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. We do use our heads here sometimes at Necromaniacs podcast. And of course, I just wanted to say we're gonna get to more of the new stuff. We slowly have done quite a bit of the 2026 fair. The year is definitely not over yet, as we all know. Um, Looking forward to that Friday the 13th series, Mike. It's coming.
When is that airing? When's that kicking off?
I think sometime, let's see, Friday the 13th. I am a little confused about the actual timeline of where this is going to fall, Hold on, Friday the 13th. We're doing this in real time. Let's see. It starts October 15th
Oh
on
shit.
Peacock. Yeah,
Okay.
Crystal Lake. Yep.
Right on.
So
Hell yeah.
excited about that. Okay. So, okay. I feel like this information wasn't out there fully. It is set in 1971. So, okay, cool. I'm kind of glad about that.
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
Like a true prequel. All right. Excellent.
All
There
right,
you have it.
Necromaniacs. There we have it. And thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Take care, everybody.